You ever try to cancel something and somehow it follows you forever? Imagine disconnecting a service, returning all their equipment, doing everything right, and still getting harassed every single day. Calls during breakfast, calls during work, calls while you're trying to sleep. I didn't plan revenge, but after weeks of being ignored, I decided if they were going to waste my time, I'd start wasting theirs. And what happened next made an entire department wish they had just removed my number. You ever try to cancel something and somehow it follows you forever? Imagine disconnecting a service, returning all their equipment, doing everything right, and still getting harassed every single day. If you've ever dealt with customer support that made you question your sanity, hit that like button, subscribe, and settle in. Because today's story proves one thing. Sometimes revenge isn't loud. Sometimes it's patient. My old TV died on a quiet Sunday evening. No dramatic explosion, no sparks, just silence. The screen flickered once, faded to black, and refused to come back. Honestly, I wasn't even upset. I'd barely watched traditional TV in years. Everyone in my family streamed everything anyway. Movies, shows, documentaries, all online. So I bought a brand new smart TV. Sleek, modern, fast, and within 2 weeks, something became obvious. Nobody touched TV channels anymore. Not once. The expensive TV subscription I'd been paying every month, completely useless. So I made the logical decision. I'd cancel it. Simple, right? Yeah, that's what I thought too.
My TV connection wasn't standalone. It was bundled into a custom package with my phone plan and internet connection, which sounded great when I signed up, until I tried to leave. There wasn't a normal customer service line, no cancel button. Instead, there was something called a dedicated relationship team, which sounded fancy, but really meant multiple calls, multiple transfers, multiple explanations. Every conversation felt like starting over. "Sir, can you explain the issue again? I just want to cancel the TV service." "Yes, sir, but may I interest you in a discount?" "No." "No, sir, we can upgrade your channels." Still no.
After days of calls repeating myself like a broken recording, they finally offered a solution. They couldn't directly cancel it, but they could convert it into a prepaid connection. Meaning, stop recharging, service ends naturally. Fine, I agreed. A week later, confirmation messages arrived. Then reminders to recharge. Then more reminders. Then finally, a message asking me to return the set-top box. Perfect. A technician came, picked it up, and left. I watched him carry the box away like a symbol of freedom. I actually said out loud, "Good riddance." I thought the story ended there. It didn't. A few days later, my phone rang. Unknown number. "Sir, your TV subscription has expired. Please recharge today." I explained calmly. "It's disconnected." They apologized and hung up. No problem. Then another call came the next day. Different voice, same script. Then another, and another. Morning calls, evening calls, weekend calls. Each time I explained. Each time they promised to update records. Nothing changed. It felt different from before. These callers didn't understand context. They didn't listen. They just followed scripts. So I searched online. And that's when I learned the truth. The company had outsourced follow-ups to third-party call centers. Those centers used printed databases listing customers who hadn't recharged that month. My disconnection happened mid-month. Their records never updated. To them, I was permanently overdue. At first,
I stayed polite, then patient, then tired, then irritated. The calls invaded my routine. Dinner conversations interrupted, meetings disrupted, afternoon naps destroyed. I'd explain everything carefully. They'd say, "We understand," and call again tomorrow. It wasn't malice. It was worse. Indifference. I realized something uncomfortable. I was powerless inside their system. Logic didn't work. Politeness didn't work. Complaints didn't work. And that's when a thought crossed my mind. If they insisted on treating me like an active customer, maybe I should act like one. The next caller greeted me with the usual script. Instead of correcting them, I sighed heavily. "Yeah, my TV isn't working properly." Silence. The agent perked up immediately. "What issue are you facing, sir?" I described an elaborate technical problem. Signal failures, connection drops, error messages. I sounded frustrated, defeated, completely believable. They apologized and logged a support request. I hung up, smiling. For the first time in weeks, I felt control returning. I also started recording the calls, just in case. Within hours, a field technician called. He arrived at my house that evening. I opened the door holding 2 cold drinks. He looked confused. I welcomed him in and explained everything. No connection, no set-top box, just endless calls. For a second, he stared at me. Then he burst out laughing. The deep, tired laugh of someone who understood corporate chaos. He shook his head. "They won't fix this unless it hurts their system," he said. Then he gave me unexpected advice. "Keep doing this a few more times." I raised an eyebrow. He grinned. "They'll notice when enough technicians get sent for nothing." And just like that, my petty frustration turned into a strategy. The calls kept coming, and every time I followed the same script. "Yes, my TV still isn't working. Support request booked, technician dispatched. Visit number 2. We laughed again. Visit number 3, the technician already knew the story. Visit number 4, someone brought snacks. By visit 5, technicians were greeting me like an old friend. No anger, no hostility, just shared amusement at a broken system eating its own resources. Each unnecessary visit cost the company money, fuel, time, labor, all because they refused to update a simple database. I wasn't yelling. I wasn't threatening. I was simply complying, exactly as their system expected. After the 8th technician visit, something changed. My phone rang again, but this time the voice sounded different. Serious, authoritative. "Sir, this is a supervisor. Why are you repeatedly booking technical support when you no longer have an active connection?" There it was. Recognition. I calmly explained everything from the beginning. The cancellation, the returned equipment, the endless calls. He sounded skeptical, so I sent him the recordings. Every single conversation, every ignored explanation, every scripted interruption. There was a long pause on the line. I could almost hear the realization settling in. This wasn't customer abuse. This was corporate negligence, documented. He sounded annoyed. Not at me, at the mess behind the scenes. The calls didn't stop instantly, but they slowed dramatically. From daily harassment to once every few weeks. And whenever a new caller appeared, I read from my now perfect script. Calm voice, professional tone, same fictional TV problem.
Sometimes they backed off immediately. Sometimes they tried booking support. And each time, a note appeared on my account. Do not bother this customer. Eventually, my number became legendary inside their system. The guy who triggered unnecessary technician visits. The account nobody wanted assigned. The customer who turned bureaucracy against itself. I didn't scream. I didn't fight. I just let their broken process consume its own time. And finally, peace returned. No more interruptions. No more frustration. Just silence. The same silence my old TV left behind. Only this time, it felt like victory. Here's the funny thing. I never wanted revenge. I just wanted to be heard. But sometimes systems ignore polite people until consequences appear. And when fairness finally arrives, it feels less like revenge and more like balance. If this story made you smile, hit that like button and subscribe for more satisfying stories where patience beats chaos. And tell me in the comments, what's the most ridiculous customer service experience you've ever survived? Because trust me, some lessons companies only learn the hard way. See you in the next story.